Hello everybody. Today we're going to give you a vantage point of Lake Keowee that very few people get to see it from, and that is on the water. If you don't already live here, or if you haven't been out on the water, you've probably never seen the lake from this vantage point. So come along with us as we take you on a tour of Lake Keowee from our boat here on the water. As always, my name is Will Sawyer and I'm a local realtor here in the upstate of South Carolina. And if you're thinking about relocating to our area, or if you're just simply wanting to know more information about our area, we hope that this YouTube channel is your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about the upstate of South Carolina. So as we get started, let's give you a little bit of history on the lake. So Lake Keowee, the development of it began in 1965. When Duke Energy decided to go ahead and fortify its position as an energy company here in the Southeast. They needed to make a lake to generate a lot more electricity than they were currently producing. So they created Lake Keowee. The development of it, like I said, began in 1965. It was one of the largest undertaking of land clearing up to that point in history. Like I've said in previous videos, the lake is almost 20,000 acres of water surface and over 300 miles of shoreline. In order to create the lake, flooding obviously had to occur in the Keowee Valley. So they ended up flooding Fort Prince George and the capital of the eastern and southern Cherokee nations, known as Keowee Town. So the lake was completed in 1970. And we know that Lake Hartwell, just south of Keowee, is about 3 times the size of Lake Keowee. But fun fact, it took about 2 years longer to fill Lake Keowee than it did Hartwell. So when you get to the midpoint of the lake, one of the first things you're going to notice behind me is that Duke Energy has a nuclear power plant here. This nuclear power plant is one of the nation's largest. Underneath the lake, there are huge tunnels that help cool the nuclear reactors. And this nuclear power plant, over the lifespan that it's been here, has generated about 500 million megawatts of electricity. And today it powers about 1.9 million homes. So right now we're floating over what used to be Fort Prince George. And like I said in the beginning of the video, in 1968, the Keowee Valley was flooded, and so was Fort Prince George. And in the 18th century, Fort Prince George was built as a boundary line between the white settlements and the Cherokee Nation lands. And much of what Fort Prince George did was protect the Cherokee and the whites from the Creeks and other enemies at that time. So we previously mentioned the nuclear power plant in the video. At the power plant, there's what's called Duke's World of Energy. This is a great place for kids or really anybody to go and look at the exhibit and learn about how nuclear power creates electricity. Got waves. So here we are in the northern channel of the lake, making our way toward the mountain range, headed to Jumping Rock on the north part of Keowee. So right behind me is Keowee Jumping Rock. So during the summertime, you'll see kids, parents, even grandparents out here jumping off the rock, having a great time. And we're right in front of Fall Creek Landing toward the northern top of Lake Keowee, where all of the Cliffs communities are right behind you. So right behind us is Party Cove Falls, and we're in Party Cove right now. So it's up again on the northern part of the lake. Right behind me and to the right of the falls is a sandbar. So during the summertime, during the season, you'll have a lot of boats out here on the weekends, just hanging out, having a good time, enjoying the falls and enjoying the sandbar right behind us. So we just crossed under Pickens Highway, which is the road that goes over Lake Keowee, kind of right smack dab in the middle of it. So it separates the lake on the south end of the lake and the north end of the lake. And it's right where the Duke Power Plant is. And just to give you a little bit of taste of recent real estate sales over the last 6 months, on the south portion of Lake Keowee, the median sales price has been about $856,000. And on the north side of the lake, where we are now, the median sales price has come in right at about $1.6 million. So if you're wanting to build a home on Lake Keowee, buy a lot on Lake Keowee, or buy an existing home on Lake Keowee, please reach out to me at my email below or my cell phone below. I would love to have a conversation with you about what moving to Lake Keowee could look like. I think Max and I are about to get some food at the lighthouse here. So until next time, feel free to stay engaged with the channel, subscribe to our channel, like the video if you thought this information was helpful, and hopefully see you very soon. Thanks so much.